Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like your legs didn't quite want to follow your lead? Or maybe you've noticed you're not walking quite as far as you used to without needing a break. It's not just you, and it's not a sign that you're getting too old. What it is, though, is your body's gentle way of saying, hey, I need a little attention. Let's be honest, exercise can feel intimidating at this age. You see workout videos with people half your age doing fast-paced routines and think, that's not for me anymore. And you're right, it's not. But that doesn't mean you have to sit still. In fact, gentle, low-impact exercise after 70 is one of the most important things you can do, not just to feel better today, but to stay strong, steady, and independent for years to come. And we're not talking about pushing yourself too far or doing anything that makes you uncomfortable. The truth is, there are exercises that are meant for people over 70. Movements that protect your joints, improve your balance, and keep your heart and muscles working just the way they should. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Because feeling strong and capable at 70, 75, even 85, it doesn't come from luck. It comes from choosing to move your body in ways that support your lifestyle. The kind of movement that makes everyday things, like climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or getting out of bed in the morning, feel easier, not harder. Now let's ease into the first one. This is something you can do anytime, anywhere, with no equipment at all. It's walking. Simple, steady walking is one of the most powerful things you can do for your body and your mind. You might be thinking, that's it, just walking. But let me tell you, walking is anything but basic. It gets your heart pumping, strengthens your legs, improves your balance, and even boosts your mood. And for seniors, especially over 70, walking isn't just about cardio, it's about confidence. When you walk daily, even if it's just around the block or down your hallway, you're sending your body a message. I'm still active. I'm still in control. One woman I know, she's 78, started walking 5 minutes a day after breakfast. That's it, just 5 minutes. At first, she held onto the rail outside her porch. A few weeks later, she was walking to the mailbox. Now she does 20 minutes every morning, and she swears it's the reason she sleeps better and has more energy to play with her great-grandkids. And you don't need fancy sneakers or a perfect sidewalk. Even walking inside your house from room to room counts. Just get those legs moving. If you use a walker or a cane, that's perfectly fine. Walk with whatever support you need, because every step counts. Now, while walking builds strength and endurance, the second movement I want to talk about focuses on something we tend to take for granted until it becomes a problem. Balance. Have you ever felt a little wobbly reaching for something in the kitchen, or hesitated to step off a curb because your legs didn't feel steady? Balance exercises help you trust your body again. And when you feel stable, you feel safe. There's a simple one I love, standing tall behind a chair and lifting one foot just a few inches off the ground while holding on lightly. Hold it for 10 seconds, then switch. It may not look like much, but it's a powerful way to wake up your core and ankles, both crucial for balance. One gentleman I worked with, he was 82 and recovering from a fall. He started doing these simple single-leg stands every morning while waiting for his coffee to brew. A month later, he told me he felt less nervous walking around the grocery store. That's what balance work gives you, not just physical strength, but mental peace of mind. If you're feeling unsure, always have something sturdy nearby to hold onto, like a counter or the back of a couch. And if standing on one foot feels too difficult, even shifting your weight from side to side slowly while standing can be a great place to begin. Let's keep moving, because the next gentle exercise ties everything together. It's seated strength training. Now don't worry, this doesn't mean lifting heavy weights or doing anything dramatic. This is about using your own body or light household items to build and maintain muscle safely from the comfort of a chair. Try this sometime. Sit upright in a sturdy chair, plant your feet flat on the floor, and extend your arms out in front of you. Then slowly stand up and just as slowly sit back down. Do it with control. You'll be amazed at how much work your legs are doing, It strengthens your thighs, your hips, and even your posture. And you're not going anywhere dangerous, you're just using a chair. Another woman I know, 75 years old and living with arthritis, does this every afternoon while watching her favorite cooking show. She keeps 2 cans of soup nearby and uses them like tiny dumbbells to gently work her arms. It's not about lifting heavy, it's about staying active and using your muscles so they don't forget what to do. Because here's what happens when we stop using our muscles. They start shrinking. And when they shrink, everyday things like carrying a bag, standing for a while, or getting up from the toilet can become surprisingly hard. But when you keep those muscles engaged, just a little each day, they stay ready. And you stay independent. There's something deeply empowering about knowing you can take care of your own body, that you can trust your legs, your arms, your balance, not perfectly, but enough to move through your life with more freedom and less fear. Now that we've touched on walking, balance work, and seated strength, you can start to see how these movements support each other. They don't compete. They work together like a well-tuned machine, helping you feel more in control, more capable, and more steady. And that feeling, it's worth everything. Once you begin to move regularly, whether it's walking around the house, doing balance exercises at the kitchen counter, or using a can of soup as a weight in your favorite chair, you start to notice something. Not just in your muscles, but in your mood. You feel more awake, more engaged, like you're back in the driver's seat of your body again. That's because exercise at this stage in life isn't just physical, it's emotional too. It reminds you that you're still strong, still capable, and still in control of how you live each day. And when you build on those first few exercises with just a little more variety, you unlock even more benefits, especially when you start working on flexibility. Now let's talk about that 4th movement, gentle stretching. It might sound simple, but tight muscles can quietly make life harder. Stiff shoulders can make it difficult to reach a cabinet. Tight hips and hamstrings can mess with your posture or even cause back pain. When you stretch just a little each day, you're telling your body, I want to stay open, not closed off. One of the easiest and most effective ways to stretch is right from your chair. Sit tall, feet flat on the floor. Now slowly turn your head to one side and hold it for a few seconds, then the other. Next, raise your arms up like you're reaching for the ceiling, then bring them down gently and roll your shoulders. Nothing fast, nothing forced. Just slow, mindful movements that help keep your body loose and limber. A woman I know started doing a simple stretching routine every morning before she even left her bedroom. She told me it was like waking her body up from the inside. Her neck hurt less. Her lower back stopped aching when she stood at the sink. And it only took her about 5 minutes. That's the beauty of stretching. It's short, sweet, and the results sneak up on you in the best way. And you don't need a mat or a fancy setup. You can stretch standing, sitting, or even lying in bed. The key is to move within a comfortable range. Never force it. Let your body open up little by little. Over time, you'll feel taller, looser, and more able to do everyday things with ease, like tying your shoes or turning to grab something behind you. But while flexibility gives your body freedom, there's another part of the body that deserves just as much attention, your core. And that brings us to the 5th movement, core strengthening exercises. Now when most people hear core, they think of sit-ups or crunches, but don't worry, we're not going there. The core isn't just your abs, it's the center of your body, your stomach, your back, and the muscles around your spine and hips. A strong core helps you stand tall, get out of chairs more easily, and most importantly, stay balanced. One very simple and gentle core exercise you can do seated is this. Sit tall in your chair, cross your arms over your chest, and slowly twist your torso to the left, then to the right. Not too far, just enough to feel your muscles working. Do this a few times in each direction, always with control. It activates your core and improves your range of motion, all while you're seated. Another easy one is called the seated knee lift. Sit tall, engage your stomach muscles, and slowly lift one knee a few inches off the ground, then lower it. Then the other side. This movement strengthens your hip flexors and lower abdominal muscles without putting any pressure on your back or neck. There's a man I know, 80 years old, who started doing these two exercises every evening during the commercials while watching the news. It's become his routine. Now he says he no longer needs to push off the armrest to get out of his recliner, and that's something worth celebrating. Your core is your body's foundation. And when you build it up, even just a little, you give yourself a better sense of stability. You walk more confidently. You move more freely. You protect yourself from falls and injuries, which becomes more and more important as we get older. Now, as we've covered walking, balance, strength training, flexibility, and core work, there's something important we can't leave out. And that's consistency. None of these movements will make a difference if you only do them once or twice. The real magic happens when they become a habit, part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or brewing your morning coffee. I always say motion is medicine. But like any medicine, it only works if you take it regularly. You don't have to do all of these every single day, just a few minutes here and there. Maybe walking in the morning, stretching after lunch, and some chair strength moves in the evening. The goal isn't to work out. Well, the goal is to stay ready, to keep your body tuned so that when life asks you to move, you can say yes. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fast. You just need to keep moving. Gently, steadily, with purpose and care. Because every step you take, every stretch, every little lift, it all adds up to something bigger. It adds up to you staying on your feet, living on your terms, and feeling good in your body. And that, my friend, is worth every minute you invest. Now that your body's moving more freely, your balance is steadier, your muscles are waking up, and your core is supporting you from the inside out, there's one final type of movement I want to share. It's something many people don't even realize counts as exercise, but for seniors, especially those over 70, it can be one of the most uplifting and rewarding parts of staying active. It's mind-body movement, gentle activities that combine light motion with focus, breath, and a sense of calm. Things like Tai Chi, light yoga, or even slow dancing in your living room. These types of exercises don't just help your body, they help your spirit too. I once met a woman in her 80s who had lost her husband and felt like her days had become a blur of television and silence. Her daughter signed her up for a beginner Tai Chi class at the senior center. At first, she resisted. She thought it would be too hard or too awkward, but after the first class, something changed. She said the movements made her feel graceful again. Like her body wasn't broken, it was just waiting to be used in a new way. Tai Chi, especially, is incredibly powerful for seniors. It improves balance, posture, and coordination, all while keeping your joints safe. It's slow, flowing, and gentle. You move your arms like you're painting the air, shifting your weight carefully from foot to foot. You breathe deeply, stay present, and tune into your body. Just 10 or 15 minutes of this can reduce stress, improve sleep, and help you feel more grounded in your day. And if Tai Chi isn't your thing, that's perfectly fine. Maybe it's chair yoga, where you stretch and breathe without ever standing up. Or maybe it's putting on your favorite old song and letting yourself sway to the rhythm, letting your body loosen up and your mind go quiet for a few minutes. These movements may not leave you sweating or out of breath, but they do something equally important. They reconnect you to yourself. They help you move with intention, and they offer a kind of peace that many of us at this stage in life truly need. Because let's face it, aging can be noisy. There are doctor's appointments, aches and pains, concerns about health, money, or loneliness. But when you give yourself even a few minutes a day to move gently, breathe deeply, and focus inward, it's like pressing a reset button for your whole self. That's what I want for you, not just to feel physically strong, but to feel whole. To feel centered, calm, and capable, even on the days when everything doesn't go exactly as planned. So as we bring this together, let's take a moment to appreciate what you've learned today, and more importantly, what your body is still capable of. You don't have to be young to be strong. You don't have to be fast to be fit. You just have to keep moving, walking, balancing, gentle strength work, stretching, strengthening your core, moving mindfully with breath and focus. These aren't just exercises, they're tools for staying independent, tools for staying connected to yourself, tools for living life on your own terms with freedom and dignity. And none of this is about doing more than you're able. It's about doing what you can, consistently, kindly, and with purpose. Even just 5 or 10 minutes a day adds up. You're building strength, you're improving circulation, you're maintaining the ability to do the things you love, whether that's gardening, traveling, baking, or just getting down on the floor to play with your grandkids and being able to get back up without a struggle. Your health is not a race, it's a rhythm. A steady, personal rhythm that you get to set, one step, one movement, one breath at a time. So now I want to hear from you. What kind of movement brings you joy? What small step are you ready to take today to support your body and mind? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your story. And your experience might inspire someone else who's just getting started. If this video gave you something helpful, even just a spark of encouragement, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps other folks find it too. And if you want more videos like this with practical tips, positive motivation, and real tools for healthy aging, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a moment. Remember, age doesn't define your ability. Your body is still yours, your strength is still inside you. And the more you move it, the more you trust it, the more it will carry you forward. Here's to steady feet, open joints, strong muscles, and a heart full of purpose. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've got this.